Good evening and welcome to Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Tina Jha with News Tonight. Before we go over to the headlines, Rajya Sabha TV appeals to all its viewers to stay safe from the COVID-19 pandemic. Wear face masks, wash hands and face regularly, and maintain physical distancing while stepping outside. Remember, these simple precautions are all that it takes to defeat the ongoing pandemic. And now over to the top stories of the day. India gets its first driverless metro train. Prime Minister Modi inaugurates service in Delhi. Asserts government committed to make India's urban infrastructure future ready. Government ensuring entry of farmers into big markets at very low cost, says Prime Minister Modi. Flags 100th run of Kisan Rail. Calls it a huge step in empowering farmers and increasing their incomes. Next round of talks between government and farmers on Wednesday. 25 farmers' organizations meet Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar, express their support for the agricultural reform laws. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu urges media to launch awareness campaign on single-use plastics, emphasizes need to change attitudes, focus on developing products like biodegradable plastics. And two-day dry run of COVID vaccination drive begins in Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Punjab and Assam. Recovery rate of COVID-19 patients rises to 95.83%. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday flagged off India's first ever driverless train operation on Delhi Metro's Magenta line. He termed the event an attempt to make India's urban development future ready. He also launched the National Common Mobility Card on Delhi Metro's Airport Express line. More details in this report. India's first ever driverless metro train started its maiden run in Delhi on Monday. The new generation train puts Delhi Metro in an elite club of 7% of driverless metro networks worldwide. Prime Minister Narendra Modi called it just one example of the rapid progress that India is making towards having smart systems.
शहरीकरण को चुनौती न मानकर एक अवसर की तरह इस्तेमाल किया जाए। एक ऐसा अवसर जिसमें हम देश में बेहतर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बना सकते हैं। एक ऐसा अवसर जिसमें हम ईज ऑफ लिविंग बढ़ा सकते हैं। सोच का ये अंतर शहरीकरण के हर आयाम में दिखता है। देश में मेट्रो रेल का निर्माण भी इसका एक उदाहरण है।
Inaugurating the train, the Prime Minister informed that metro services will be expanded to over 25 cities by the year 2025 from the 18 at present. He also emphasized the importance of Make in India for this.
18 शहरों में मेट्रो रेल की सेवा है। वर्ष 2025 तक हम इसे 25 से ज्यादा शहरों तक विस्तार देने वाले हैं। साथियों, मेट्रो सर्विसेज के विस्तार के लिए मेक इन इंडिया भी उतना ही महत्वपूर्ण है। मेक इन इंडिया से लागत कम होती है, विदेशी मुद्रा बचती है और देश में ही लोगों को ज्यादा से ज्यादा रोजगार मिलता है। रोलिंग स्टॉक के मानकीकरण से जहां भारतीय मैन्युफैक्चरर्स को फायदा हुआ है, वहीं हर कोच की लागत अब 12 करोड़ से घटकर 8 करोड़ पहुंच गई है। साथियों, आज 4 बड़ी कंपनियां देश में ही मेट्रो कोच का निर्माण कर रही है।
The Prime Minister also launched the National Common Mobility Card on the occasion. The facility allows commuters to use RuPay debit card issued anywhere in the country on the Delhi Metro's Airport Express line.
आधुनिकीकरण के लिए एक ही तरह के मानक और सुविधाएं उपलब्ध कराना बहुत जरूरी है। राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर कॉमन मोबिलिटी कार्ड इसी दिशा में एक बड़ा कदम है। कॉमन मोबिलिटी कार्ड का लक्ष्य बिल्कुल स्पष्ट है। आप जहां कहीं से भी यात्रा करें, आप जिस भी पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट से यात्रा करें, ये एक कार्ड आपको इंटीग्रेटेड एक्सेस देगा। यानी एक कार्ड ही हर जगह के लिए पर्याप्त है। ये हर जगह चलेगा।
Union Minister Hardeep Puri and Chief Minister of Delhi Arvind Kejriwal were also present at the event. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also flagged off the 100th Kisan Rail from Sangola in Maharashtra to Shalimar in West Bengal via video conferencing. Addressing the event, he asserted that Kisan Rail service is a measure to increase the income of the farmers and it will bring a big change in the economy related to farming. The Prime Minister said Kisan Rail and Krishi Udan have a big role for farmers so that they can sell their crops in other states.
हमारी सरकार भंडारण की आधुनिक व्यवस्थाओं पर, सप्लाई चेन के आधुनिकीकरण पर करोड़ों करोड़ का निवेश तो कर ही रही है। किसान रेल जैसी नई पहल की जा रही है। कोल्ड स्टोरेज से जुड़ी टेक्नोलॉजी भी पहले से मौजूद रही है। अब किसान रेल के माध्यम से इस शक्ति का बेहतर इस्तेमाल होना शुरू हुआ है। साथियों, छोटे किसानों को कम खर्च में बड़े और नए बाजार देने के लिए हमारी नीयत भी साफ है और हमारी नीति भी स्पष्ट है। हमने बजट में ही इससे जुड़ी महत्वपूर्ण घोषणाएं कर दी थी। पहली किसान रेल और दूसरी कृषि उड़ान। देश के पूर्वोत्तर के किसानों को कृषि उड़ान से लाभ होना शुरू हो गया है। ऐसे ही पुख्ता तैयारियों के बाद ऐतिहासिक कृषि सुधारों की तरफ हम बढ़े हैं।
The Prime Minister added that Kisan Rail project shows the commitment of the government to serve the farmers. He further said that his government has undertaken historic reforms in the farm sector to boost agriculture and also strengthen the farmers countrywide.
ये किसान रेल एक प्रकार से चलता फिरता कोल्ड स्टोरेज भी है। यानी इसमें फल हो, सब्जी हो, दूध हो, मछली हो, यानी जो भी जल्दी खराब होने वाली चीजें हैं, वो पूरी सुरक्षा के साथ एक जगह से दूसरी जगह पहुंच रही है। जहां तक भाड़े की बात है, तो इस रूट पर रेल का माल भाड़ा ट्रक के मुकाबले वैसे भी लगभग 1700 रुपये कम है। 1700 रुपये। किसान रेल में तो सरकार 50% छूट भी दे रही है। इसका भी किसानों को लाभ हो रहा है। दूर के बाजार तक पहुंचाने में उसका किराए भाड़े में ही काफी खर्च हो जाता था। इसी समस्या को देखते हुए 3 साल पहले हमारी सरकार ने टमाटर, प्याज, आलू के ट्रांसपोर्टेशन के लिए 50% सब्सिडी दी गई थी। अब आत्मनिर्भर भारत अभियान के तहत इसको दर्जनों दूसरे फल और सब्जियों के लिए भी बढ़ाया गया है। इसका भी सीधा लाभ देश के किसान को मिल रहा है।
The Prime Minister stressed that a facility like Kisan Rail has given millions of small farmers of West Bengal a huge option.
आज पश्चिम बंगाल का किसान भी इस सुविधा से जुड़ा है। पश्चिम बंगाल में आलू, कटहल, गोभी, बैंगन जैसी अनेक सब्जियां खूब होती है। इसी तरह अनानास, लीची, आम, केला ऐसे अनेक फल भी वहां के किसान उपजाते हैं। मछली चाहे मीठे पानी की हो या खारे पानी की, पश्चिम बंगाल में कोई कमी नहीं है। समस्या इनको देश भर के मार्केट तक पहुंचाने की रही है। अब किसान रेल जैसी सुविधा से पश्चिम बंगाल के लाखों छोटे किसानों को एक बहुत बड़ा विकल्प मिला है और ये विकल्प किसान के साथ ही स्थानीय बाजार के जो छोटे छोटे व्यापारी हैं उनको भी मिला है। वो किसान से ज्यादा दाम में ज्यादा माल खरीदकर किसान रेल के जरिए दूसरे राज्यों में भी बेच सकते हैं। भाई और बहनों, गांव में ज्यादा से ज्यादा रोजगार पैदा करने के लिए, किसानों को बेहतर जीवन देने के लिए नई सुविधा, नए समाधान बहुत आवश्यक है। इसी लक्ष्य के साथ एक के बाद एक कृषि सुधार किए जा रहे हैं।
The Prime Minister also said that under the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sampada Yojana, 6,500 projects have been approved, like mega food parks, cold chain infrastructure, and agro-processing clusters. He added that under the Atmanirbhar Abhiyan package, 10,000 crore rupees have been approved for micro food processing industries. Moving on, representatives of around 25 farmers' organizations met Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar on Monday and handed over a letter in support of the centre's new agriculture laws. The delegation said these laws are in the interest of the farmers and should not be taken back at all.
प्रधानमंत्री के नेतृत्व में देश तेजी के साथ आगे बढ़ पाए। जिन सुधारों की आवश्यकता है वो सुधार करने के लिए प्रधानमंत्री हिम्मत दिखा पाए और प्रधानमंत्री जी के द्वारा जो काम किया जा रहा है उस काम को आगे बढ़ाने में देश के नागरिक का, किसान का, नौजवान का, महिला का जो अपना दायित्व है, उस दायित्व को समझकर तो मैं समझता हूं कि बहुत कम समय लगेगा जब देश की तस्वीर भी बदलेगी और देश की तकदीर बदलने का भी काम हमको मिल सकता है।
The next round of talks between the government and the protesting farmers will be held on the 30th of December. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has called for a mass media campaign to bring behavioral changes in how people dispose of plastic products. Addressing an event at the Central Institute of Petrochemical Engineering and Technology in Vijayawada, the Vice President expressed concern about the environmental challenge posed by the durability and longevity of plastics. Here's a report. A monumental challenge to environment posed by non-biodegradable plastics that raises the question of the disposable of these. Addressing the issue, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu called for a mass media campaign to bring about behavioral changes in handling them.
Posed several challenges to our environment. This is also an important aspect. Convenience items that are intended for single use are being continuously discarded to the landfills, littering and our landscapes, thereby creating threats for aquatic and marine life. If you go to the beaches, some of the beaches you can find plastic finding a way and then sea trying to throw it. So it is affecting the biotic life. And also improper littering habits and lack of awareness on plastic waste management has resulted in many environmental hazards. Bad management in many ways have created health hazards, environmental hazards. The solution is not to avoid plastics, but to ensure that it is used responsibly and recycled properly. People's mindset will change only through sustained awareness campaign, continuous awareness, जन जागृति, ये बहुत जरूरी है. जनता में जागृति पैदा करें तो तभी परिवर्तन होगा. अदरवाइज केवल सरकार का प्रयासों के द्वारा आप सफल नहीं हो पाएंगे.
Underlining the complexity of the issue, the Vice President said, over 30,000 plastic processing units employ over 4 million people in India. At the same time, he pointed out that India is among the top 5 consumers of polymers, with a per capita consumption of 12 kilograms per year.
Golden opportunity for our entrepreneurs. It is estimated that the waste management market in India will reach around $13.62 billion by 2025. Waste management. While the plastic recycling market in India is estimated to grow at a rate of 6.5% to attain a market size of $53.72 billion by the end of 23. So probably that is why the term waste to wealth. Nothing is waste. You can convert the waste into wealth. So this is becoming a accepted popular parlance.
The Vice President said the nation needs campaigns like the Swachh Bharat mission to educate people on single-use plastics. He called on the media, civil society, students and activists to be part of them. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. And Vice President Naidu has also called upon the youth to create opportunities out of the challenges posed by COVID. He suggested them to identify new needs and necessities created by the pandemic and take advantage of them. Addressing the gathering after presenting certificates to the trainees at Swarna Bharat Trust Vijayawada, the Vice President underlined that while the pandemic has impacted many sectors, it has also opened avenues in several others.
Technological advancement. Advancement of science. How to take advantage of the technology. How to take up the scientific research findings. How to pass it on to the people. ఇప్పుడు జనధన యోజన బ్యాంక్ అకౌంట్ లేకపోతే డైరెక్ట్ బెనిఫిట్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అవాయిడింగ్ మిడిల్ మ్యాన్ అండ్ దెన్ ఎలిమినేటింగ్ ఫస్ట్ రిడ్యూసింగ్ అండ్ దెన్ ఎలిమినేటింగ్ కరప్షన్ దెన్ రెడ్ టేప్ బ్యూరోక్రటిక్ డిలేస్ వీటిని అవాయిడ్ చేసి ప్రజలకు చేరాలి. పథకం ప్రారంభించడం ఎంత ముఖ్యమో అది చేరవలసిన వారికి టార్గెటెడ్ పీపుల్కి చేరడం అంత ముఖ్యం.
Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan on Monday inaugurated India's first indigenous pneumococcal conjugate vaccine or vaccine against pneumonia. The vaccine, Pneumoncil, has been developed by Pune-based Serum Institute in collaboration with PATH and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. During clinical trials, the vaccine was found to be safe and effective in preventing pneumonia disease. As per UNICEF data, more than 1 lakh children under the age of 5 years die every year in India due to pneumonia. Speaking on the occasion, the Health Minister noted that Pneumoncil is an example of India's capability in research and development and in manufacturing high-quality vaccines. He added that the vaccine will ensure better and affordable protection among children against pneumococcal disease.
न्यूमोकॉकल कंजुगेट वैक्सीन जो न्यूमोसिल के नाम से देशवासियों को उपलब्ध होगी, दुनिया में जिस दाम पर मिलती है उससे कम दाम पर उपलब्ध होगी. सबसे बड़ी बात कि विश्व स्वास्थ्य संगठन ने भी इसको प्री क्वालिफिकेशन किया है, दर्जा उसको दिया है। इसके कारण इस वैक्सीन की मदद से खाली भारत के बच्चों की नहीं, अपितु यूनिसेफ के माध्यम से और भी दूसरी अंतर्राष्ट्रीय संस्थाओं के माध्यम से इस वैक्सीन का उपयोग दुनिया के बच्चे भी कर पाएंगे।
A two-day dry run for the COVID-19 vaccination program began in 4 states on Monday. The dry run is being carried out in Assam, Andhra Pradesh, Punjab and Gujarat. The dry run is aimed at testing the laid-out mechanisms for the vaccination rollout in the public health system. The mock exercise will identify challenges and make required changes before launching the actual vaccination program. The Health Ministry has said that the drill will provide a hands-on experience to program managers at various levels. Management of possible adverse events after vaccination, checks on cold storage and distribution and its administration to the population are also part of the dry run. A report on the mock drill listing the issues involved will be submitted by the states to the Union Health Ministry, besides the state task force for necessary action. And a look now at the COVID-19 situation in the country. 20,021 new daily cases were reported in the last 24 hours from across the country, taking the national tally to over 10.2 million. India's active caseload currently stands at 2,77,000, accounting for only 2.77% of the total positive cases in the country. With 21,131 new recoveries reported in the same period, India continues to report more daily recoveries than the daily new cases. The total number of recoveries in the country have crossed 97,82,000. The national recovery rate has further improved to 95.83%. Also, with 279 new deaths reported in the last 24 hours from different parts of the country, the total death toll in India stands at 1,47,901. The COVID-19 case fatality rate stands at 1.45%. The total tests in the country have crossed 16.88 crore, with over 7,15,000 tests conducted in the last 24 hours. Kerala continued to report the highest daily cases at 4,905, followed by Maharashtra with 3,314 new cases. Maharashtra saw the maximum casualties at 66, while West Bengal had a fatality count of 29. Kerala reported 25 daily deaths in the last 24 hours. Meanwhile, the government on Monday extended the existing COVID-19 guidelines for surveillance till the 31st of January next year. The Union Home Ministry noted that there has been a continuous decline in the number of active cases in the country, but cautioned against the emergence of the new variant of the virus from the United Kingdom. It is asked states to demarcate containment zones carefully and to strictly follow the SOPs. Army Chief General Manoj Mukund Narvane is on a 3-day visit to South Korea, and there he is scheduled to hold talks with the top defense brass of the country on ways to expand bilateral military cooperation. On Monday, the Chief of Army Staff met with the Korean Minister of National Defense, General Soo Wook, the Chairman of Joint Chief of Staff, General Won In-chul, and Defense Acquisition Planning Administration Minister Kang Won-ho. They discussed avenues for enhancing defense relations between India and the Republic of Korea. General Narvane also visited the War Memorial at Seoul and paid tribute to the martyrs. The Army Chief will also visit the Korea Combat Training Center in Gangwon Province and Advanced Defense Development Facility at Daejeon. And back home, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu on Monday paid tributes to late BJP leader Arun Jaitley on his birth anniversary. Calling Jaitley a man of impeccable integrity, the Vice President said he was a great statesman and a communicator par excellence. He added that Arun Jaitley's presence in Indian politics will be missed forever. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also paid tributes to his friend and former cabinet colleague Arun Jaitley on his birth anniversary. Remembering the late leader, the Prime Minister said, Jaitley's warm personality, intellect, legal acumen and wit are missed by all those he closely interacted with. He added that Arun Jaitley worked tirelessly for India's progress. Home Minister Amit Shah, BJP President JP Nadda and several other BJP leaders also remembered the former Union Minister on his 68th birth anniversary. On the occasion, Amit Shah unveiled a statue of Arun Jaitley at New Delhi's Arun Jaitley Stadium, formerly known as the Firoz Shah Kotla Stadium. Paying tributes, Amit Shah said, Arun Jaitley was an incredible person who was dedicated towards the nation's progress. Calling Jaitley an outstanding parliamentarian, Amit Shah said he was known for his sportsmanship spirit in the political circle.
मेरे जीवन में जब संकट आया तब बहुत सारे लोगों ने मुझे मदद की। मैं ना नहीं बोल सकता, इतना गहरा संकट था, मगर अरुण जी ने हर क्षण एक बड़े भाई की भूमिका निभाकर उंगली पकड़कर ये पूरे संकट से मुझे बाहर निकालने में बहुत बड़ा योगदान था। मैं उसको सार्वजनिक रूप से स्वीकार नहीं करूंगा तो मेरे लिए भी वो उचित नहीं होगा।
Amit Shah also said that Arun Jaitley's contribution in promoting cricket will never be forgotten. The late BJP leader was the president of the Delhi and District Cricket Association, the DDCA, for 14 years from 1999 to 2013. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said Arun Jaitley's contribution to India's public life and his role in strengthening the party will always be remembered. Born in 1952, Arun Jaitley passed away in August last year. He held key portfolios of finance and defence in the central government. And that's it from us in this bulletin. But before we leave, we once again appeal to all our viewers to stay safe from the COVID-19 pandemic. Wear face masks, wash hands and face regularly, and maintain physical distancing whenever you step outside. Remember, these simple precautions are all that it takes to defeat the pandemic. Good night, and thank you very much for your time.